to his downtown office than thinking about how the system was rigged by the rich to exploit the poor. But my mother had come to believe that the evils of the system had to be destroyed by any means necessary, which meant people like my father, who wanted to work within the system, were themselves part of the problem, not the solution. She thought they pacified workers by softening capitalism's sharper edges. She didn't want a conformist raising her children. Her boys were going to be radicals. For a year and a half before the divorce hearing, we all lived in limbo. I was 4 years old at the start of it. Much to my father's relief, the judge gave him temporary custody of me. My 2 older brothers insisted on living with my mother, and so they all moved to a 2-bedroom rental near Lafayette Park. Back and forth my brothers and I went, in what our parents called a trading arrangement. I would go and stay with our mother for the weekend, while my brothers went to stay with our father. The only constant in my life was the indisputable fact that my father and mother were always angry with each other. When I was at my mother's, my father would call to check that there were no other men around. I wouldn't want little Peter exposed to that. "Oh, Carl, for once try to be human, not male," my mother would yell, slamming the receiver down. When my father called back, my mother would let it ring and ring. When I'd ask her why she wasn't answering the phone, her casual answer would be that it's just your father harassing us again. She'd then yank the cord from the wall. My mother was both impulsive and stubborn. Once she decided to leave my father, there was no going back. My father, nevertheless, persisted in believing she'd return to the fold. He held out hope, even after she sent him a sharply worded letter explaining, "I have no intention of becoming a wife again, although I am secure in the knowledge that I can be a good mother." Yet, in complete denial, my father busily continued to oversee the building of a modern 4-bedroom suburban home near my mother's first tenure-track job at Oakland University outside of Detroit. Construction on the 2-level house was not complete when my mother picked up and left, but he kept at it, convinced that a bigger and better roof over our heads might somehow keep us all together and magically transform us back into the happy family from that long-ago photo. Months after she moved out, he wrote my mother, "I would like to remind you that I am willing and able to support our family in our home, and that I have no intention of terminating our long and faithful, at least on my part, relationship." He added a P.S. "Let me know if I can assist you with your 1969 income tax return." My mother could not be coaxed back, but my father would not give up. He was offended by my mother's divorce petition and vowed to fight it, said he didn't believe in divorce. "There hasn't been a divorce in our family in 500 years, he snarled. In 1969, the state of Michigan still didn't have no-fault divorce laws, which meant that accepting my mother's divorce petition would imply that he had been culpable for the problems in the marriage. My father was a proud man, and in many ways just as stubborn and self-righteous as my mother. "I'll appeal this case all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to," he insisted to anyone who would listen. He was convinced that he had done everything right as a husband and father, and that my mother was fully to blame for her own unhappiness. My father took out his frustrations on my mother's parents. "With an attitude such as Carol's, she will not be compatible with any sane male, one who has some standards and wants to make a suitable home for his family." He went on, "Carol wishes to engage in pleasurable activities, including sex with others. She does not want to be committed to any one or anything. She wants to be free to pursue whatever she, at the moment, wants to pursue." My father complained that he had been left home to take care of the boys, while Carol was engaging in mutually pleasurable activities on a mountainside with a hippie by the name of Bert. Also, she is having a ball of a time now that she is not confined to the care of a preschooler. She is a real swinger. We used to use the term tramp. "The only question is, where does all this leave my 3 sons, whom I would like to see grow up to be solid citizens and good and..."